Well, here we are at the Mercury Theatre, the home of the Rambert Ballet School, and where Rambert Company was founded by the one and only Marie Rambert. And I walked through these doors here, number 2 Ladbroke Road, for many years, from the age of 10, roughly around the same age as this young man here, Orion. And I started my career as a ballet dancer. I started at 10 and I went on until I was 19 when I graduated from the Ballet Rambert School to become a professional dancer. And today we've come to show you the talent of Portobello Dance School, because now I run my own dance school here in the borough, down in Portobello Dance School. And with Miss Rachel, we're going to do a little piece up and down those stairs that I used to walk up through those doors to every day. And I think I'm a very proud man to have 2 of my talented students come back to where I was trained, in front of this building, this wonderful old Mercury Theatre, to show us their talent and to continue that legacy of dance in the borough.
What did dance mean to you growing up?
Well, I think for me it kept me going as a very energetic young man. It was something that I could look forward to doing every week, and I knew at a very early age that I actually wanted to be a dancer. So I just pursued it, and I was encouraged. I was very fortunate to have been brought up in a children's home, but the people that brought me up, my Auntie Helen, were very encouraging and supportive, and they thought, let's channel that energy and send Mark to dance school. So it was the Rambert School where I came to at the age of 10.
And what was your motivation when you started your own school? What was the main thing for you?
Well, it just sort of it was on the same lines as what was given to me. I was given the opportunity because I had so much energy and passion for dance, and I just felt that it was important for children from ethnic backgrounds like myself to have that opportunity and to be able to access affordable dance that had role models that they could relate to, which I hope that I'm a good role model that they can relate to, and to help them to pursue careers in dance in a way that is inspiring and professional and a realistic path to getting into the professional dance world, because it's not very easy. And I think to have teachers around you that tell you that you can do that and you can become a professional dancer is very important. You know, in my day there were a lot of teachers that were not very encouraging. So it wasn't very easy, but I made it, and I think it's important that young children like this are encouraged.
That's wonderful. What have you got going for us today?
Well, what we've got going today is my wonderful teacher, Miss Rachel, has choreographed a piece up these stairs and down these stairs, where I used to walk through those doors for many years, and we're going to get to see 2 of my talented young dancers who not only do our ballet, but they also do tap, and we just thought it'd be really nice to show everybody tap, which I remember seeing a lot of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers and all those wonderful tappers from Hollywood. And we've got our Nicholas brother, Mr. Orion. So we've got the Nicholas brother and sister, and the Nicholas brothers were very famous Hollywood tappers. So we've got 2 of my talented students that are going to portray the Nicholas brothers and sisters doing their tap. Orion and Dominica, who are going to sort of inspire us with their talent. And the choreography is by Rachel, and I'm going to take it over to you. Take it away, tappers. Well done, Lisa. Well done, guys. Give me 5. Nice one. Thank you, Miss Rachel. And that's dancing. And I'm Mark Elie, and I run the Portobello Dance School. That's Miss Rachel. Give me 5. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rhonda. And thank you, Angela Ellis. I love you.
School.
That was my old school. Yes.
Oh, how fun. Did you feel different? Did you feel like you were the same person as back then? Or were you a different person to that time? What's the same and what's different in you?
I think I felt very proud. I always feel proud to return to that building. I always feel drawn to go back to that building because I've always been in the area.
Yeah.
When I've needed a little bit of support mentally, I seem to get drawn back to the Mercury Theatre and just think how grateful that I had the opportunity to be trained at such a wonderful place, and how now I'm doing the same thing myself, training people in the area in classical ballet and contemporary dance. So for me, it's a very special place for me to go and be grateful for what I've been given, which is a beautiful training, and I've had an incredible career.
What do you feel that you learnt, that something that you're passing on to the students? What are the nuggets that you feel that you've learnt from that place that you feel that you're passing on?
Well, first of all, I think your first dance class should be embracing and should be inspiring.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the time, especially back in the day, it can be very off-putting and not very embracing. I think that for me personally, as an artistic director of the Portobello Dance School, I always make sure that I teach the first class that a child has, as in we start at the age of 3, the tiny tots, and I teach the tiny tot class, which I absolutely adore. And it's important that they have a very magical time with Mr. Mark.
Yeah.
Even if it's not going all their way, like this morning, because we just started back to the tabernacle.
Today, yay!
Yippee! We started back today. So I had my first tiny tot class. I had 6 tiny tots this morning, and I had one tiny tot who was...
How old are the tiny tots?
3s to 5s.
Oh, so cute.
They're little diamonds. So my little acorns that grow into lovely oak trees, like I like to say. And basically, this little girl, she came all enthusiastic with mummy. I think she just turned 3. And I said, well, you're the first tiny tot to arrive, so I think I've got some magic in my bag, which was I had bought a couple of weeks ago at car boot sale some butterfly wings. I'd bought some butterfly wings for £1.
Yeah.
At
Sweet.
this car boot sale. And I said, the first tiny tot that arrives for class when we reopen on the 10th will get the butterfly wings.
Yeah, lovely.
So I said to her,
it's quite symbolic actually as well, the butterfly wings.
There you go. So she got the butterfly wings, but when she started the class, she was a little bit tearful. And so I thought, okay, it's okay. I said, I tell you what, you can sit with mummy and you can watch the class.
Yeah.
So she sat with mummy and she watched the class. And that's the way I work, really. I think it's always good to let children just ease themselves in. Some children are in there straight away, you know, and you can't stop them, and they're Darcy Bristels or they're Billy Elliots or they're, you know, Alvin Ailey's, they're fabulous. But if there's that child that just needs a little gentleness
Yes.
to ease them in, then I'm there for that. Some people just haven't got the patience for it, but that's the difference between, I think, how I teach at the Portobello Dance School and other dance schools. I
Yeah.
think that it is about making sure that that first class is utterly magic and embracing.
I thought it was really embracing as well in the film, because there's another tot that arrived with a woman and her baby, and that feel like such a community spirit there. Did you know her from before, or was that?
That was off the spur of the moment. That was absolutely synchronicity at its best, because that morning I went, of course, bright and early just to check the set and everything, and the children, Orion and his cousin, to make sure that they were comfortable doing the routine up and down the steps. And I'd already been to the house and spoken to Angela Ellis's son, who now lives in the
So
actual
Angela
building.
Ellis is the
Angela Ellis was my teacher.
okay. At
She was
school.
the daughter of Marie Romberg.
Okay.
And now her son has taken over the house, not the school. The school was bought by a private investor. He also gave me permission to do what we needed to do, because we needed to film, of course, the main building,
Yes.
and of course Angela Ellis's house, which was part of the building.
It's just, I found it so interesting because it's just such a part of the community. You could really feel the community spirit.
Yes.
And so for you, the school, when you founded it, when you started the school, what was your vision for it? What you
Vision for
what
my
did-
school?
For your school, what did you want it to accomplish in terms of
I want-
giving different, parts of the community access to
I wanted it
dance?
to be a school where it was totally about inclusion, not exclusion. It was totally about diversity, and it was also about making sure that children from ethnic minorities and diverse backgrounds were able to enter an environment where they felt comfortable, embraced, and they could look at a teacher and think, oh, I want to be like him, or I want to be like her. They could relate to a visual image, which is so important, because a lot of the ballet schools that tend to are children from ethnic backgrounds are Caucasian. So for a child of colour who taught by a Caucasian teacher is not so empowering as maybe a little black girl seeing a teacher of the same colour.
Yes. Makes a
Being
difference.
that gorgeous ballerina. And basically, that's what it's about. It's about being able to come into a space and relate to your environment, not only physically, but visually. Your teachers are somebody that you can actually relate to.
Is this about role models as well?
Role models,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And now, like, what's happened to you during lockdown and coming out? Like, what's going on for you at the moment? Tell us, bring us up to speed.
Haven't stopped really, to be honest with you. It's been very, very busy. Thank the Lord, I'm not complaining. We started off looking at how we were going to get onto the virtual
the virtual
ladder.
world. Yeah. How does that work with dance?
Well,
because it's such a physical.
It is, and I wasn't really very good at embracing the virtual, because I'm very visual. I'm very sort of tactile and very there.
Yeah.
And of course, the virtual was going to had to be done on film, indoors, in the individual teachers, my teachers' apartments and flats and houses. So what we did, we built a program that let the children that wanted to still access dance, because for me it was important to be able to still give the community access to dance through the Mark Elie Dance Foundation and the Portobello Dance School. So all my teachers were really supportive about going virtual. So they all, in their own individual ways, my ballet teachers taught ballet classes, my tap teachers taught tap classes, and my street dance teachers taught street dance. And I just did a little bit of tiny tots. I taught tiny tots, which was quite interesting virtually. So it was an interesting period. And then straight from the school going virtual, we did the summer school. We got funded by John Lyons Trust.
Great.
Yeah, that was great. And we did a summer school, which we completely tore it to pieces. It was unbelievable. We had an incredible a cast of faculty. I had my own teachers from Portobello Dance School who are incredible. My Russian ballet teacher, Anna Davidova, and Rachel, who's an incredible, not only American style tapper, but British style tapper, West End style tap, and Broadway. And then my wonderful teacher for Street Ocean, who's just unbelievable. And then on top of that, because of the West End and my contacts in the West End, I had Leighton Williams, who had to pull out of his latest West End show. Everyone's talking about Jamie. So he was starring in that. There was another girl starring in Tina.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And it was just incredible.
Sounds fun.
we had a West End cast of incredible guest artists, and then my wonderful faculty of teachers who are second to none.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And how do you gel everyone together when you're bringing that, when you've got a whole host of people together? How do you create a family spirit within the school? Like, how do you motivate all of these different teachers coming from different backgrounds? And
you give them work.
keep them busy.
Give them work, because that's, right now, it's a very, very, very sad time for the theatre.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, motivation.
Yes.
When you're disparate and you're fun, people can be quite depressed and lonely, and then coming together is really important, but and a physical and a spiritual way. And when you're leading that, how do you galvanize?
You just said it. It's bringing people together, and that's what I've been told that I'm good at. One of the things that I'm good at is bringing people together, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep my staff together. I wanted to keep my team together, and I wanted to continue to deliver dance to the community. So there was no problem about the teachers wanting to work with me. It was just a case of how we're going to do it, and the rest was basically history.
Yeah.
So we've reached that part now where we're back in the hard copy, and I think I said earlier, we opened today back at our home, the Tabernacle. 9 o'clock this morning. Yes, I was setting up everything and doing good toes, naughty toes with my tiny tots.
So are there any announcements that you want to make today?
Any announcements?
For live streaming,
Well, Portobello Dance School is now open again. So anybody who's out there, any youngsters that want to come and do some dance to inspire, my catchphrase is dance to inspire. It's inclusion, not exclusion. And yes, we've been so happy and blessed to come back today. So any children out there that want to come and do some dance, ballet, tap, street, contemporary, we do a little bit of everything. Please come and check us out at the Portobello Dance School down there, Power Square, at the wonderful Tabernacle, Power Square, W11 2AY, or contact me on www.portobellodance.org.uk. So the school is up and firing, and now I'm up and firing on another project, which is Classically British. Here, I've got a lovely little poster. Can you see it, guys? And Classically British is a celebration which I've been doing for the last 16 years. It sounds terribly like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but I'm so proud this morning, and I'm so proud and honoured to be here, to be able to tell you people about the achievements of your community, what your community has achieved, and my team has helped the community achieve these great things. And Classically British is one of my initiatives. It's a Black History Month. I don't like to use month. I like to use event. So it's timeless. It's a Black History event, which I've been doing for 16 years. It throws a spotlight on past and present pioneers. It has an educational side and it has a performance side. The educational side, which is very, very important and very special to me, lends itself to the local schools in the area, Colville, and all the schools that surround the Tabernacle have all benefited from the educational side of Classically British. We invite about 300 children. They get to interact with the cast. They get to interact with myself. They get to interact with the lighting people and the people that have made the stage what it is, and also get a chance to get on the stage themselves and get down and boogie. So it's a whole encompassment and embracing experience, an educational experience which lets them hear about the pioneers, people like Mark Elie and Arthur Mitchell, and all those people from the past to now where we are with people like Francesca Hayward, who's now dancing with the Royal Ballet, Pasha, sorry, let me get her name right. Oh, Mark, you've slipped up. I will get her name.
Miss P.
No, it's P, and it's Precious Williams. Thank you, Precious Williams.
That's
Precious
Precious,
Adams.
yeah.
Oh, Mark, you're having a bad name day today. Precious Adams.
Unforgettable name.
And she's an unforgettable ballerina.
Okay.
But I did forget her name, so please forgive me, Precious. And she's dancing with the English National Ballet now. And of course, we have Ballet Black, who are doing a good job, but we need to push more British dancers. I think that Ballet Black needs to embrace more British ballet trained dancers. I think they've got one in their company, but please don't quote me on that. But I think there's one dancer in the company at the moment. But classically British is really about really sort of pushing and throwing a spotlight on what we've got here and what we've been able to train and put forward. And I myself love and have a huge passion for classical ballet. So I've always, over the years, made sure that I've platformed a British black girl or a British mixed race girl or a British girl of colour who lends herself beautifully to the classical aesthetic. And I've always managed to do that. Because one day at my school, a little black girl came up to me and she said, Mr. Mark, I don't see no black ballerinas. And I was like, oh my goodness, what should I do? And I just thought, you know what? I cannot continue running this school unless I have something in the timetable or somewhere along my annual agenda that lends itself to showing young children a black British ballerina.
Yeah.
So I've really sort of pushed that whole educational
Yeah, it comes back to the role models you were saying.
and role models of black British trained ballerinas, so that these girls can come that wouldn't normally be able to afford to go to the Opera House or to Sadler's Wells. They can come to the Tabernacle and watch these awesome, incredible dancers that are British, the best of.
Yeah. Well, we think you are the best of, really, on many levels, Mark. So thanks for all the amazing work that you do in the community.
Thank you, Maya.
And you're making it a better place and opening
Oh,
up
can I just say
pathways.
one more
Yeah,
last
sure.
thing?
Sis, what do you want?
The last thing is the trailer, which I saw for the first time for this, because the director of my wonderful film, Classically British 2020, is an awesome guy called Frank Galwin. And he's a Scottish gentleman, and I'm half Scottish. My mother was Scottish. So we've got like a house on fire. He's done the most amazing job of this film, which gets launched next weekend, Friday, the 16th of October. It goes, first, there's a private view, which a few people, friends, sponsors, trustees, and people that have really sort of like made this happen for me. We do a pre-performance embrace, and then after that it basically goes global. So if there's anybody that wants to support the pre, you can
How do you log on? How do you watch it?
you log on by going to www.portobellodance.org.uk, and if you go to Classically British, to the Classically British page, or to the news and events, you'll see an Eventbrite link. I am a technophobe at the best of times, but even I could press that Eventbrite link, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You can buy a ticket for a tenner.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of my special guests that are going to come along, hopefully make a little donation as well at the pre-launch of this Dance to Inspire Black History event.
Yay. Looking forward to that. Can't wait. I'll
Thank
be
you,
logging
Maya.
on.
Thank you, Maya.
Thanks for coming to be with us
Thank you.
today.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Did you enjoy that?
I did. Did you enjoy?